We are in the endgame of this case. Evidence to prove Supervisor Ho's guilt. A gentleman should not be humiliated. There's no need for hypocrisy, Mr. Shen. In that case, would Mr. Ho be willing to have a debate with me? True gold does not fear fire. I shall not succumb to your injustice. Oh, debate. It's the reason why I read you the prime substance is because you are the most consistent with the features of the murderer. I've read the book The System of Logic. Deductions need to be logical. All features of the murderer are summarized before. If you insist that these are the characteristics of the murder, I do indeed fit the requirements. However, it doesn't mean that I must be the murderer, does it? Example, steel rail is very sturdy made by iron. Mr. Ho, you are refuting a covert replacement of my proposition. What I said was the prime suspect, not the murderer. A man with the features of the murderer is not necessarily a murderer. The murderer must be among those who meet such features. All people who meet these characteristics are all suspected of being the murderer. Mr. Shen, you keep blurting words, suspect and murderer. You're the one who is misleading. Your so-called deduction is all speculation based on testimony. There's no evidence to prove a murder actually occurred. I'm able to confirm because we found bloodstains in this office. Whoa, this is the actual primary scene of the crime. How? How could this be? Afu made a reagent that glows when it interacts with blood. Such a reagent really exists? How come we never heard of it? You're just bluffing. Mr. Lee saw our investigation process. I can test it again right in front of you. Even bloodstains from a long time ago can be detected. Hi, Afu. A long time ago? Oh, that's a reaction. Afu. You're absolutely right, little Afu. Uh-oh. These could be traces from a long time ago. Considering that, how can you be sure murder happened last night? The name badge of the board. Oh, board of name badges can prove the time of blood spill. Here are bloodstains on the board, yet no bloodstain on name badges. This means that the murder took place before working hours. So what if it was before? Little Fu said so just now. His reagent is able to detect bloodstains from a long time ago. Let's assume that the traces were bloodstains from now. I would like to ask Mr. Shen, is it possible that these bloodstains were spattered a long time ago? You say that before working hours. On which day? Oh. I'm able to prove the time of blood spill. The bloodstain breaks in continuity when it reaches the blueprints. No bloodstains were seen on the wall behind the blueprints either. This proves the blueprints on the wall were switched out by someone. The missing section exists on the switched out blueprints. And the blueprints were switched out last night. So that doesn't prove anything. Who knows that the blueprints had bloodstains from a long time ago? In my memory, those two blueprints were smudged and dirty anyways. Mr. Ho, you still have yet to realize the crux of the matter. I can determine when the blueprints were switched out. It's because yesterday evening, Miss Wen took a photo of the office. Oh, the music building. The photo was on the wall were old blueprints. There were no bloodstains on them at all. This means blood spilled last night. Holy shit. Wow, that was powerful. You have a silver tongue, Mr. Shen. I admit defeat. Holy shit. I just got completely thrust me with no preparation and no tutorial, but it was reasonable enough. That was a fucking Danganronpa showdown. Holy shit. Wow. So you're pleading guilty. That's not the case. All I did was lose the debate. Where's the crime in that? Moreover, the debate we had just now is entirely based on an assumption. What assumption? That little Afu's reagent is actually able to detect bloodstains. I studied chemistry at the Ironworks School, and I have also read countless foreign books. I have seen a number of fluorescent dyes, but I've never heard of a blood detection reagent. It's possible that it's just a street trick like changing the color of water or something. How's my reagent just a street trick now? It's mainly composed of luminol and hydrogen peroxide. The iron in blood can catalyze the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide to generate monooxygen. Monooxygen can oxidize luminol, and that's what makes it glow. You should understand the principle behind it since you've read books. So that means the detection of blood is actually the detection of iron. Uh-oh. Boy, just got baited. That's right, even the tiniest amount of iron can be detected, Afu. Little Afu, that is an ironworks. Iron is everywhere. Generally, steel ingots and ironware won't give false positives, but rust or iron reagents will. Foreman Ting used to conduct experiments in the office that even resulted in explosions. It's also possible that some reagent containing iron was splashed at the time. Well, that could be possible. But the pattern of the bloodstain... You can't even be sure that they're bloodstains. What's there to say about that pattern? It's hard for Mr. Shen's deduction to convince me. Su Heng also has a certain truth to his words. Your Honor, in my humble opinion, all of Mr. Shen's deductions are just his mere assumptions. Your Honor, murder is a serious crime. This matter shall never be handled carelessly. It would be inappropriate to act without undue haste. Oh, Shen, it's my fault for being thoughtless. A reagent containing iron will indeed cause luminol to glow. Oh, insists that a murderer didn't take place, and Mr. Lee seems like he's almost convinced now. What should we do? We need to think of another way to prove it. No corpse and bloodstains aren't being taken into consideration. What's it to prove? Uh-oh. Hey, buddy, old pal in my head. Could use you to help me deduce, murder weapon. Once the murder weapon is identified, we can prove that this was a homicide. You're the best, Shen. You got an idea right away.
Huh?
But how can we find the murder weapon in such a short amount of time? The suspect is so cunning that they must have already destroyed the murder weapon. All contact leaves traces. The evidence is not non-existent, but instead undiscovered. All objects and all images settle in different locations sequentially. Okay, this sequence is the true sort of thought route equivalent here. Just that whole setup, the whole flashing through all the scenes we've seen so far. That's really cool. This figure actually looks quite familiar. I think something that could leave such a large bloodstain should be the murder weapon, right? It's clear to me now. The murder weapon was... the question is, how do we present it? Oh, wait, I want to save in this file now. Yeah. So it's the money in the bag, which you can see in the photo. Murder weapon was silver coins. Silver coins? Do you literally believe that money makes the mayor go? Mr. Ho, these are not just ordinary silver coins, but the wages received from you. There were 2 bloodstained symbols on the floor, one of which appears on the silver coin. How could a few silver coins be able to kill anyone, Mr. Shen? This piece of evidence will explain how silver coins were used as a murder weapon. Because the bag is pictured here. The key to making silver coins the murder weapon lies within this. Mr. Shen, if there's any mystery within this photo, please point it out directly. It may be impossible to kill with 1 coin, but a bag full of coins is enough to be a murder weapon. Please see here. This is the emblem of the Hanyang Ironworks on the money bag. This is another bloodstain found at the crime scene. Its pattern is perfectly consistent with the lower half of the Ironworks emblem on the bag. After the killing, the murderer put the bloodied bag onto the floor, leaving behind a trace. What money bag? What silver coins? Mr. Ho, if the money bag wasn't the murder weapon, why did you wrap the wages in a headcloth? Su Heng, I recognize that money bag in this photo. It is indeed something you often use. What's going on? Where is your money bag? Mr. Lee, Supervisor Ho suggested that you pay the wages in advance to reassure the people, when in reality it was to dispose of the murder weapon. This behavior alone is enough to show that Ho Su-hang, you are the murderer. He's not done yet. Oh. Inspiration. Your Honor, I accidentally ripped the corner of the money bag this morning due to my negligence. To prevent the loss of silver coins, I used a headcloth to wrap around the money instead. I got rid of the damaged money bag without a second thought. You destroyed it, didn't you? The blood on the silver coins can be washed away, but the blood on the money bag can't. Blood? What blood is there? Don't forget, young boy, you're a reagent. Can't determine whether the traces on the floor are bloodstains or a reagent containing iron. I seriously have no idea how you came to that conclusion that I'm the murderer. In the end, you have no conclusive evidence to connect this matter to me. You... The only way to nail him down is to find direct evidence that proves Supervisor Ho was involved. What kind of evidence could it be? There he is! How about I help you sort out the events of this case? There is no need. I can do this myself. View the whole case and figure out which part of the murderer's plan would leave traces. Then I need to present the evidence that proves Supervisor Ho was involved. He obviously murdered Ting with a bag of coins and carefully cleaned up the scene. There was a way he used the crane hook to move the body to the second floor. He shaved rubber in the warehouse instead of the rubber railing. Before working hours, hid the iron cover with tarpaulin, waiting for the right moment to appear. Catching again, he used the ladle to create the incident and hid in the corridor. When they went to check on the explosion, he hid back in the iron heap. Used the elevator to flee the scene. I feel like we want to present the luminol here. I feel like we want to present the luminol here because it would be wonderfully poetic. What the fuck just fell out of my pocket? How was that in my pocket? What the hell? Strange things going on around me, but I feel like it'd be wonderfully poetic if... Oh god, I'm destroying everything around me. Please help. If the reason why the plan fell apart... God, yeah, the reason why he overturned our bloodstain argument... ultimately being what gets him. If we detect iron traces on him, if luminol reacts on Supervisor Ho, then he's cooked. We're gonna try it. Conclusive evidence lies right upon Supervisor Ho's person. Oh shit, did I nail it? Did I fucking nail it first try? If there's nothing else, I'll be taking my leave. Hold on. What else can I do for you, Mr. Shen? Since you insist that you did not murder anyone, to prove your innocence, could you allow Afu to test your hair and clothes? Shen Chunping, you're going too far. Su Hang, since you're innocent, why would you be afraid of a test? Your Honor, I didn't murder anyone. It's only natural that bloodstains won't be detected on me. Oh, yes, they're going to go that route. I'd rather die than be humiliated. That's strange. It seems that by doing so, your innocence will be restored. The ancients were willing to break all the bones in their body to prove their innocence. You're telling me that you're afraid of a few drops of reagent, Mr. Ho? Oh, she knows what's up. I'm completely innocent. Of course I'm not afraid. I also need a staff member in the ironworks to take this test. Best someone who isn't a worker. Patrolman Ku, cooperate with them. A sure thing. If you use the reagent to test Supervisor Ho and Patrolman Ku, respectively. Oh, look! Supervisor Ho is glowing! Could it be that blood is detected from his clothes? No, it's iron! That's impossible! I've never been stained with blood. What made the luminol glow was not blood, but in fact, rust that was left on Supervisor Ho. This is the conclusive evidence! Yes, they did it! What? What are you talking about? Mr. Ho, the iron in rust will also cause the luminol to glow. You, in fact, made that point. There's something you yourself have been repeatedly emphasizing moments ago. There's a very crucial part of your plans. To avoid running into old Lee, you had to hide underneath the tarpaulin multiple times. All contact leaves traces. There is rusty steel scrap underneath the tarpaulin. Even if you wore a uniform on the outside. The cuffs of your sleeves, the hems of your clothes, and your hair are bound to be stained. I'm working in the ironworks all year round. It's only normal for me to be stained with iron. I knew you would say so, which is why I asked the patrolman to act as a control in the experiment. He also works in the ironworks, yet there is little to no luminol reaction on him. How would you explain this, then? Well, that's... When I was making an inventory of iron ore this morning, I accidentally tripped and fell. I guess the cuffs and hem of my shirt were dirty then. How could there have been such a coincidence? Sometimes that's just the luck of the draw. Mr. Ho, how did you fall so that rust got all over your braid? I slipped and fell on my back. You just lied and gave yourself away, Mr. Ho. There's not much of a blue glow on your braid as there is on the top of your head. You tricked me. This is outrageous. Mr. Ho, we can also make a comparison with the traces on the uniform. We will see if the traces on the uniform can match the traces on you. After leaving the furnace area, you had to show up as soon as possible to avoid suspicion. Then you discussed with Mr. Deputy Administrator about paying wages early to destroy the weapon. Right after, Afu and I arrived at the ironworks and began our investigations. Therefore, you did not have the time to deal with the traces on your person. That was the reason why you were so flustered earlier. Confess, you have no more excuses. Got him. That's right, I did it. Su Heng, why in the world would you do this? Su Heng, found a method that can improve the steelmaking process. From this day on, we won't have to buy expensive coke from overseas anymore. Our cost is 1/3 lower than that of Germany and Japan, yet the quality is almost the same. Ting, you've finally done it. I've been waiting my whole life for this day, and now our railways can finally use steel rails made by ourselves. Ting, the test report from London is here. It says that the steel rails made with your new method have a risk of fragmentation. Fragmentation? That's impossible. You've just completed tests on its mechanical properties and there were no problems at all. I'll leave the report in the office. You can take a look for yourself. Doesn't make sense. Every segment was undoubtedly. Ting, you should take a break. You haven't slept in 3 days. This test. There must be something wrong with this test report. I am very suspicious of that test report. It's because we have been told that the British folks in charge of procuring materials for the railways get a cut, get a commission. So they buy the foreign materials and get a bigger cut. So if they see that they can cut costs by buying locally, that's just as solid, but that gives them less money in their pockets, how difficult would it be for them to just say, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, something, something segmentation, get that shit out of here. Give me my expensive British shit, and give me a bigger cut. And that whole matter of greed would easily drive Ting down this path, almost to madness, trying to figure out what's wrong when in reality nothing's wrong. And Supervisor Ho probably just wants to protect the reputation of the steelworks when this obsession of Ting's is ruining their reputation. You can ask Mr. Robinson to test it again. However, Ting, it's still because of the coke. It's time to accept reality. Mr. Lee has already decided to continue purchasing Westphalia coke. Ting, please understand that this is mainly due to consideration for the production time. Huh. I should congratulate you then, Supervisor Ho. Ting, what? What do you mean? You've been fooling the entire factory for months. Oh. Tell me, how many benefits have you and Robinson received from them? Ting, what are you doing? Don't come near me. Ah! Ting! You mean, out of desperation, you accidentally killed Ting in self-defense? Yes. Mr. Shen, what do you reckon? He went far to cover it up, and you forward to suicide. I do not think he acted purely out of self-defense. There are projected bloodstains on the floor and cast-off pattern bloodstains on the wall. This shows that the murderer continued to hit Ting on the head even after he fell to the ground. Doing so was just to ensure that Ting's death was certain. Your way of disposing of the body was impossible to carry out without planning in advance. Therefore, even if you murdered Ting impromptu last night, your murder scheme was deliberately planned. I suspect that you were actually that Ting was onto something. It could very well be a flight of madness for not sleeping for 3 days. Conclusion drawn in madness, but So what exactly is the truth? Ting suggested a method of steel making that uses cheaper materials. This method reduced costs but cut off the purchaser's source of wealth. Oh yeah? This is the reason my Supervisor Ho and Robinson colluded to falsify the test report. To persuade Mr. Lee to continue purchasing pricey coke so that they could make money from it. Ting suspected the report was false, but he failed to challenge the authority of Mr. Robinson. Hence why they fought. So he conducted experiments in the name of worshipping gods to prove the report was wrong. Yet Supervisor Ho took advantage of this as well to create the illusion of Ting's suicide. Ho Hussein, you treacherous lech. Leech. Your Honor, I did all of this for the ironworks. Oh, that tone changed quickly. So what if I cooperated with Mr. Robinson and interfered with our self-inspection report? You think I'd be able to tamper with a report in London? Chemical testing, phosphorus content, standards of the process. Those are all shackles that they are forcing us to wear. Even the newspapers besmirching us are owned by them. They're holding our lives by the neck. What do we have that could ever counter that? Ho Hussein, have you no shame? Rights to build warehouses in China have already been divvied up among foreign lords. There's a tremendous profit in every single segment. We were under the spotlight after we successfully sealed several steel rails deals a while ago. We used to be runs who follow behind them, yet now you're trying to flip the table over. Do you think the foreign lords will allow the ironworks to continue standing in the spotlight? You! By purchasing expensive coal, you've just returning a portion of benefits back to them. Is this how you justify filling your own pocket? This way, the ironworks will survive while I can earn a little money, a way of living. You have brought me such disappointment. Have you lost your ambition to build industry in China? Ambition? Can you eat ambition to sustain yourself? With shackles everywhere, how will they ever be able to improve the prosperity of the country? However, since the test report was falsified, that means even though he could only use low-quality minerals and cheap coal, Ting did make good steel. So what? It means that foreigners aren't the only ones who could make innovations in steelmaking technology. You can't be so naive as to think that a little innovation can change the situation, can you? It's just the wishful thinking of an ant that wants to move trees. Foreman Ting's technical innovations are really as insignificant as an ant. Or were the foreign lords you speak of sabotage and falsify the test reports? That... Boom! Boom! I called it! Without the accumulation of each speck of innovation, how can we compete with foreign companies? With determination, even mountains can be moved. With unity, our nation is bound to thrive. Breach! I will write about Foreman Ting's story in my news report so that I can inspire more people. So many hardships in running an ironworks. We won't succeed if we choose to muddle along. Ho Hussein, a man as short-sighted as you would never understand the weight of such responsibility. Someone take Ho Hussein away and get Robinson in this office immediately. Boom. Whew. It's all thanks to you, Mr. Shen, that the matter of Foreman Ting is settled. I was just performing my duties. It is not worth mentioning. It's too bad that Robinson ran away. Don't let him get away with this, Mr. Lee. I promise I will do my best to deal with Robinson. Mr. Shen, I would like to have a few words with Afu in private. Would that be... Afu, I will wait for you outside. Oh. Afu, I thought you looked familiar ever since I saw you. Could you be the son of Mr. Su? Huh? Do I look that much like him? Of course. Being so knowledgeable at such a young age, it's quite a spitting image of him. Back when your father was the deputy administrator of the ironworks, I was just a greenhorn. Oh! It's hard to imagine what Mr. Deputy Administrator used to be like. Afu, have you seen the books in the laboratory? Yep, I read them all super attentively a long time ago. Oh, wow. Those books were all written and translated by your father. Alas, it's a shame God is jealous of your talents. That explosion. Your Honor, that's all in the past. Yes, people need to look forward. Don't worry, Your Honor. I'll keep passing down the knowledge of physics. Excellent. Like father, like son. Come back and visit Hanyang often, alright? This is your home. Ah, I will. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? There's a good smell coming off of you, Shen. There you go. Sesame cake! You might as well help me check to see if it is laced with any knockout drugs. All done. Sweet and crispy. No poison whatsoever. Save some for me. Save some for me. I want one. Huh? Aren't you gonna eat any, Shen? I am not a fan of sweets. Moreover, of food. Okay, fair enough. Shen, let's get to the dock. The ship is leaving soon. Miss Patrolman, what are you doing here? Old Chow can't find Awu, so he asked me to help out. I'm Awu. Sir, you should go and look around the courtyard. We saw Awu secretly burying this morning's slag under the camphor tree in the courtyard. Miss Wen smiled and took a photo of Awu. When he noticed his face was as red as an apple. Oh, burying the slag from this morning! Oh. He insisted that he wasn't burying slag, but was actually helping the tree loosen soil. He's so stubborn, that little donkey boy. Old Lee. Auntie Fu! Old Lee, now that the case is solved, you can finally take a break. Thanks to you two, the statue situation has finally settled down. No one's afraid of entering the office now, right? Not at all. Everyone's saying that Foreman Ting lives inside that statue now. Foreman Ting will bless us and bless the ironworks too. Hopefully, that's a really wholesome turn of things. That's one way of understanding, I guess. The helpers are willing to take over my work now. Mr. Lee allowed me to take a few days off. That's just like an old farmer entering the Imperial City. It's the first time for everything. I'm gonna go head on home and take a nap. After that, I'll still have to come and keep watch. You can't have any mistakes for something that important. Well, good for him. Gets the rest. Auntie Boo?
Huh?
Hey, Auntie. What are you still doing here? I thought you departed. Ah. You rascal. What a terrible thing to say. I didn't mean you died. I didn't mean you died, Auntie. Don't be upset, Auntie. I'm just worried that you didn't have any time to rest. After all, you're the most amazing coroner across the world. Don't flatter me. The detective is much more skillful in his abilities. I am not worthy of your praise, Auntie. Why are you acting all modest? Even I was almost a fool during the case from before, but you were able to see through the trickery. Take a rest, Auntie, and see you around. I'd rather not. What are the odds a coroner and a detective run into each other? Someone must have died. Have you finished handling everything here? Yes, I've uncovered the truth that the ironworks will resume production very soon. Lee's an old friend of mine. He regards this ironworks as his own life. Mr. Shen, Golden Words Publishing House has replied to your telegram. What does the telegram say? Supervisor Acadia Fang is familiar with the book The Confined Room Mystery and is willing to help. That's great! Shen, let's go to Yangtze River right away! Then come on aboard. Alright, let's go. Ting's depart determined shadow clears up the night. The moon in Hanyang is shining bright. Look at what is made in Hanyang today. Watch it wonder as flames burst into waves. My inspiration is flowing. Which of these should I use as the new headline? Oh no! Don't just set sail yet! Wait for me! Come on aboard! You coming with? Well, heck yeah. I, for one, am glad to have her along. She's cool. We did have Chapter 1 and 2 kind of lumped together, but makes a neat transition, considering the game is called Murders in the Yangtze River. At each stop along the way, we get a little riverboat transition here. I'd love to know what that says. I'm really curious to know what that says. Anyone in the comments knows Chinese. Oh. Even until today. Dazhou Szechuan, Baoding, Hebei, Guiyang, Guizhou, Zhigong Mountain, Henan. This is a real photo. Still use the steel rails made by the Hanyang Iron Works. That's cool. Please come in. Miss Wen, is there something that you need? I came to, I apologize for hastily interpreting the suicide note. I almost led everyone astray. Please don't blame yourself. Without your help, we couldn't have solved the case. Indeed, you tricked Ho into lying and got him caught. That was truly brilliant. Your luminol reagent was the real game changer. We can say we've become acquainted through this experience. If you ever need assistance in the future, feel free to ask. Right now, there's something I'd like to ask for your help with. Is it about adding science knowledge to your articles? Actually, I'd like to interview you two detectives. Interview? I'm preparing a detective-themed newspaper column. I hope to use this to promote logical reasoning and science. Interesting. Alas, most people I've met claiming to be detectives are almost always frauds. Really? Shen is different. He's a genuine and reliable detective. Oh, that's true. I want to turn your experiences into articles and let more people know. No pressure. Just tell me about the cases you've worked on. Speaking of cases, Shen and I actually met through a case on this ship. On this ship? This one's interesting. Please, go ahead and tell the story. It was 2 years ago. Shen, why don't you go ahead and tell the story? It was on a night 2 years ago. Interlude case? It was my first time boarding the Shanghai. Ooh, Mystic Ship in the Mist, Chapter 4. Okay, this is a legit chapter, not an interlude. To play cards well, you must speculate. Oh, this is a full-on backstory flashback chapter now. Once you know the entire deck played from memory, this game is won. I think I won? 10 feet of blue. 10 feet of blue. Hu Sanyang on the table. It's the delightful beauty. I knew Yin Chu was going to win again. Yin Chu is on a roll. I've got a stroke of bad luck. Better discard this hand for a better one. Yin Chu's the golden child of our family. It's only natural she gets lucky everywhere. Your luck isn't half bad, Yin Chu. You got to strike when the iron is hot. Otherwise, you'll still be stuck with that 9 of characters card. Not everyone can strike where the iron is hot. Those who are incompetent will only get burned. Liangxin. Liangxin. Look at your sister and sister-in-law. One lucky and the other proactive. So, from left to right, brother, sister, sister-in-law. Are brother and sister-in-law married? And now you, father. We better watch out, or else our chips will be snatched away by these two women. There won't be any snatching, just taking what is rightfully ours. You can take my chips if you want, Taeman. I don't mind. Oh, sweetie. Look at that. Yinchu understands respect for seniority. Sweetie, no. No other father loved her the most when she was still alive. Okay, you're not father. You're your older brother. Yinchu, if you're giving away your chips to Taeman, why not give some to us too as well? All of my chips are here. You three can split it however you like. I was only joking. There's no need to be so serious about it. None of these chips even matter. It's not even a full deck. We're just passing time. 8 character cards are missing. There's no point in playing when someone is a sore loser. Why don't we play something else? Teach us how to play poker, Yinchu? I don't know anything about playing poker. Come on now, Yinchu. Don't be modest. When I was cleaning up your luggage yesterday, I saw several decks of poker cards. Secret. Yinchu, you. What's wrong? You think you're too good for us geezers now that you're savvy? No, I don't. Youngest child, daughter, youngest child. I know how to play draw poker. Go on, Yinchu, just bring us the cards to the table. Us woos shouldn't be playing Westerners' games. Father never liked these in his lifetime. Guandewen. 21. Guandewen. One of the early alternative names for playing cards in China. The early 20th century, when Western playing cards were introduced to Shanghai, popular game was 21. People at that time referred to Western playing cards as Guandewen, which is the transliteration of 21 in Chinese. Sun Jiajing, a writer of the late Jing Dynasty, 1638 to 1912, explicitly recorded the popularity of Western playing cards in Shanghai at the time, the 19th chapter of his novel, Sequel to the Dreams of Shanghai Splendor. Defeated in Guandewen 3 times, he drank a glass of brandy and 1 mouthful for each. They even had punishment games. Yay. After completing chapter 6. We're going to wear this. Oh, she gets outfits too. Oh, heck yeah. You're going to be stylish this time. Auspicious cloud suit. Oh, that's cool. We're all going to be great this chapter. That's cool. I'm glad she gets outfits. That's awesome. Love that for her. And see, that means she's officially in. Alright. Your father was an antique, and you're so old, it's like you haven't even been unearthed. Uh-oh. How treacherous. Going against father's teachings before he's even buried. Oh. This man is a salesman. He's got that is a unique dagger. Oh. Yeah, sure. Of course you're right. I don't think we should even be playing Mahjong cards. Mahjong cards? I'm tired. I'm going back to my cabin. Yinchu, teach me how to play poker later. Taeman can keep to his ways, but I'd like to learn. Maybe you and Taeman are married. Perfect timing in changing your, changing my outfit here. Overhearing the guests at the next table while drinking tea is quite an interesting experience. Hello, Joseph Speedwagon. Shipmate L. That's Master Wu Taeman. Madam Yin and Miss Yin Chu. First mate Wu's family members. First Mate Wu? I'm sorry if their loud conversation disturbed you two. What I meant was, they seemed like they were talking about the game when they weren't. It was all very tongue-in-cheek, beating around the bush and in between the lines. Talking about the game, but they weren't. So the golden child is getting all the inheritance, wants to give some to Taiman. Sister-in-law saying, why don't you share with all of us? Little sister saying, well, it's all right here. Just take it however you want. Father gave her the most of the inheritance, most likely, because she was the golden child. And she's just saying, I didn't ask for this, take what you want. It is all very tongue-in-cheek, interesting. And Joseph, I see you have learned quite a few new idioms. Rain or shine. Even if I learned every idiom, it's still nothing compared to the subtleties of Chinese. Right, you're just chugging some here? Hell, where has our ship reached? The shipmaster said the Loon King Temple is just up ahead. The Loon King Temple? Whoa. Lang Xin, why did you tell me we're almost at the Loon King Temple? You asked Shipmaster Lo to set off firecrackers and bring out the offerings prepared. Offerings? How could there be any offerings on this steamboat? I'm talking about chicken, fish, pork. I told you about this before we came on board. You have no idea what the Loon King is capable of. Back then, I told you there aren't any. Enough with your banal gibberish. Physics is all the rage now. Still arguing with you. Hey, you over there. Did you hear what I just said? Go talk to the shipmaster. Uh-oh. Sorry. Me? Oh, okay. All you do is order people around. Why don't you just go yourself? I need to stay here to recite the Diamond Sutra to ensure the safety of the ship. Ah. Oh boy. There's Shipmaster. Oh, Ship Engineer. Well, have you seen Hao Chu? No, he's not here. I can't find him anywhere. Must be hiding somewhere, drinking again. Come give me a hand. I'm coming, Uncle Ling. Master Wu, I'll go find Shipmaster Lo once I'm done helping Uncle Ling. Oh, Mami Tabaria Siddhi Hum here. Oh boy. John, have you heard the legends about the waters of the Loon King Temple? Fine. Let me just pop up and see what characters we picked up so far. You're 18. Chow Ale. Labor the Shen. Enthusiastic and outgoing. She's willing to help others. I thought it might be, but Ling Ting? We've met you in the in-between points of this. Wu Taiman, eldest son, yep. Superstitious businessman, pedantic and harsh, kind of an asshole. Okay, so these are all the second daughter-in-law of the Wu family. To certain standing among the Wus, conceals her sharp tongue behind gentle words. Got that impression? Yinju. Third son, okay. Daughter-in-law. Not necessarily saying that you two are married. Maybe there's another son who is no longer here. Third son of the Wu family, enjoys cookery and a refined lifestyle. Seems to dislike Taiman. Understandably. Fucking boomer oldest son. Zoomer third son. Generational difference here, which can relate. She seems nice. Silent and reserved, she is cautious and distant. I wonder who this profile could be. Where's my boy? We still need Shipmaster Lo. So this is gonna come down to the family, isn't it? I am unfamiliar. I read about it in the newspaper, which said that there have been many strange shipwreck incidents. Our neighbor seems to be someone who has first-hand experience. Could you learn more about it from me? I've suddenly developed a keen interest in the matter. Of course. Seems like you caught the scent of another case. Seeing eye to eye, great minds think alike. Loon King Temple Legends. Alright! Interesting. Alright, what is the Loon King Temple? I need to look up how that double O sound is pronounced. Loon? I think it's Loon, but this is just from guesswork and supposition. What is the Loon King Temple? Originally inspired by the real-life Master Temple waters, are located within the territory of Ducheng County, Yangtze Province. Serving as the sole passage from Poyang Lake into the Yangtze River Basin. The terrain here is complex, and over the past half-century, more than 100 ships have disappeared, earning the nickname the Bermuda of the East. Folklore attributes these shipwrecks to the mischief of turtle spirit associated with the Master Temple, leading sailors to offer incense and sacrifices when passing through. The waters of the Loon King Temple in this game are fictionalized based on those settings. It makes sense. There is sweet potato congee, emanating a pleasant smell stewing inside the pot. That would be, that sounds lovely. Sweet potato advice. Mr. Shen, I'm preparing a midnight snack. You can come have a taste later. What have you prepared, Mr. Langshin? Borscht! Borscht! Roast by roast chicken. Wolf pudding, paired with red board to late night snack, my god. Ah! Whoa. What is that? Oh, by the way, I've heard you've been to the UK. Also prepared a stargazy pie. Oh, that's a real thing? Perhaps it may trigger your nostalgia for those days and make you miss them like I do. You are too kind, Mr. Langshin. However, I unintentionally overheard your brother asking about sacrificial offerings. Since there's chicken and fish for dinner, you don't need to worry about him. What's there to worry about? He can starve if he wants to. What is the reason behind your brother's unease toward these waters? This was where our family once lost everything when we were transporting a batch of silver. Timon was supposed to escort the goods with the ship, but luckily he was delayed. It is understandable that your brother still harbors concerns for narrowly escaping death. I'm so sick of his bland and banal gibberish. Nowadays physics is all the rage. Mr. Shen, having stayed abroad, I'm sure you understand how I feel, right? I'm walking away now. Oh, we can go into the engine room. Joseph, we'll come back to you. The waters of the Loon King Temple have a bad reputation. Ever since countless ships capsized here, a series of bizarre tales have emerged. Rumor has it that there was a water monster in the waters. Gordy! To some it looks like a white loon. To others it is an opened umbrella with eyes all over. That could legitimately be something. I'm reminded of the Japanese yokai. That comes off like an umbrella. Unique magic. I know there's a DLC coming which involves magic. There are also people who have witnessed a glowing disc floating in the sky. A few years ago, a strange case of a missing transport took place here as well. For more information on what happened next, please follow this reporter's next story. This report introduces the mysterious legends of the waters of the Loon King Temple. A strange case of a missing transport once took place here. Obituary. There's an obituary on the table. Famous Huizhou tea merchant Wu Aishan passed away in Hangzhou at the age of 78. And we have some notes to read here. Oops. Want to look up. Okay, stargazy pie. Oh boy, traditional dish from Cornwall, England. It's made by baking a pie with ingredients such as sardines, eggs, and potatoes, with the fish heads deliberately poking through the pastry, appearing to gaze skyward. That's terrifying. According to legend, in the 16th century, a fishing village in Cornwall faced a famine due to severe storms and freezing weather, making it impossible to catch fish. A brave fisherman named Barcock ventured out to the sea and caught enough fish to feed the entire village. The fish were baked into a pie, and to show that there were indeed fish inside, the heads were intentionally left peeking through the pastry. This practice was preserved in honor of Barcock years later. Intriguing. It is a very British thing. It is a very British thing. The whole meat and fish pie is a very British thing. I believe that. Okay, Huizhou merchants. Refers to the collective name of merchants from the old Huizhou prefecture, one of the 5 major merchant groups in Chinese history. The Huizhou merchants rose to prominence during the Tang and Song dynasties, with a commercial boom occurring in the Ming dynasty after the establishment of the Transportation Commission silver payment for salt trade system. That was a mouthful. Centered around the salt trade, they also achieved remarkable success in the tea, timber, and pawnbroking industries. With their business operations spreading nationwide with the late Ming and early Qing dynasty. The Huizhou merchants revere the Neo-Confucian teachings of Zhu Ji. Sorry, those are just 2 sounds that I feel like are similar, and yet different, throwing me for a loop there. Zhu Ji. Sorry. Emphasizing the cultural and educational upbringing of their clan's youth. Has fostered a spirit of Confucian merchants, endowing them with significant advantages in both the political and commercial arenas. When you impart that, bring people into the fold young, train them, give them that education, support them, you do develop that, you do foster that spirit of growth. It's quite powerful. Mahjong cards. Incomplete set of Mahjong cards. The only character card left is 9 of characters. We are ending up this episode doing a lot of learning. Mahjong cards. The predecessor of modern... okay. Which were popular during the mid and late Ming dynasty. Till the end of the Qing... To the end of the Qing dynasty. Mahjong cards have 2 patterns. Coins and the characters from the novel Water Margin. The characters from the Water Margin also have different names in the game, such as 2 Buddhas discussing scriptures, when Lu Shen and Wu Song appear together. Couple reunion, when Hu Sanyang and Wang Ying appear together. A delightful beauty when Hu Sanyang appears alone. It is telling. Curious to know how the game functioned differently from actual... For, like, the first actual practice, as we learned before, was 21. And Mahjong cards preceded the actual practice of Mahjong, are the... Joseph Iscariot Bell is the new prosecutor of the Shanghai International Settlement. Joseph will assume office within this month. Damn. Bruv, you're in the paper. Miss Yin Chu. Sorry, I just remembered there's something I need to do. Goodbye. Odd. Or we can go up on the deck. Temon? Oh, Mamitaba Aria City Humere. Mr. Wu, there is something I would like to ask you. Oh, it's Mr. Shen. Go on ahead. When you mentioned the incident at the Lung King Temple back then, I wonder. Oh, Mamitaba Aria City Humere. Oh, Mamitaba Aria City Humere. That incident was too uncanny, and now the ship is filled with mourning. It's much too grim. I just can't talk about it anymore. Oh, Mamitaba Aria City Humere. Oh, Mamitaba Aria City Humere. Oh, Mamitaba City Humere. Clock on the wall. There's a Western clock hanging on the wall. The time displayed is 9:30. It is getting late. Wow, what's that noise? Sounds like a bell ringing in the engine room. Ah, I should probably go there. Joseph, will changing our route affect your appointment? It's my honor to be able to accompany you in bringing Brian back to his hometown. Oh, this is after... Ah, okay. As the saying goes, falling leaves settle on their roots. May his soul rest in peace. Oh? What's not happening here? Lang Xin, is the shipmaster's sweet potato congee ready? I'll deliver it to him. It's ready. Come and get it. There's a lot of events playing out in sequence here. Ah? Hey, you! Where'd you go ask about what I instructed you to? What did the shipmaster say? The shipmaster said... we don't have any firecrackers on board. What? What do we do now? I bet you didn't explain the stakes at hand properly. Listen to me, just tell him that. Oh boy. Never mind, I'll deliver it myself. Master Wu, you're talking too fast. I can't remember everything. How would I accompany you to where Shipmaster Lo is? Fine then, give me a second to tell our fortune before we talk to him. Holy gods and deities, Wu Toman begs you for spiritual divination and show me my destiny. Death. The trigrams indicate we'll be trapped in water. A terrible fortune awaits. It's hopeless. This is bad. Master Wu, just relax. Master Lo has taken this route many times. With him at the helm, nothing can go wrong. What's going on? Find out. Next time.